What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I wanted to do a quick video talking about exotics in Destiny 2, as well as the kind of power leveling system, and how you're going to be able to power past 265 all the way up towards 300, and eventually beyond up to level 350. So I'm going to start out with exotics. People have been asking where can you get exotics from, and I'm going to break down all of the sources right here. So in terms of random exotic drops, they're going to come from exotic engrams, and one of the most common ways to get these is actually from public events. Particularly heroic public events inside of any of the patrol zones will actually give you an increased chance of getting exotic drops, but any kind of public event does give you a chance at an exotic drop from the chest. But especially if you're playing with a team, I would make a point to try and get the heroic versions of those events dropped. You can also get exotics dropped from legendary engrams if you're very lucky, so obviously the more legendary engrams you turn in, and these will be legendary engrams that you get while kind of exploring or completing strikes and not ones from actual vendors, but any randomly dropped engrams can give you a chance at an exotic. Obviously you can also get exotics potentially as a nightfall reward, and the only other way to actually do it right now is to complete the exotic quests in the game. So I posted a video about the Sturm exotic quest for the hand cannon. You can also get the Mida Multitool and the Rat King, and any of those exotics can also drop at, greatly higher levels than your current level. And this is where I wanted to talk about leveling up in Destiny 2 and the fastest way to actually increase your power level and find higher level gear. So first up, obviously a ton of kind of blue pieces of gear will be dropping in the game, and you're going to be able to use these to level up, especially until you've got just over around about 250. The quality of blue gear will slow down a little bit after around about that time, and this is where you want to focus on ranking up your faction vendors. So this can either be the vanguards in the tower by completing strikes and getting the tokens, or it can be any of the planetary NPCs, and you can turn in the different planetary tokens to them as well, giving them reputation, and this will actually unlock you engrams every time you level up. And any of these legendaries can take you up to around about 265, so continuously doing this will get you to around about that level, but you will notice that there is a cap on a lot of legendary gear at 265. But there are a couple of different things to take note of here. So firstly, legendary mods on pieces of gear can actually give you a few points, so you'll see many of them have 5 defense or 5 attack or even 5 resilience for any of the stats, and any piece of gear that has one of these on will actually receive plus 5 points of power level anytime that you infuse into them, and that includes pieces of gear that drop. So if you have a piece of gear or you have an engram that's capped at 265 but it drops a piece of gear with one of these mods on, it is actually possible to get that piece of gear at 270 light, for example. And that works for both things dropping with mods already equipped, but also infusing into things that have mods on them. So if you have a legendary with a mod with plus 5 and you get, an exotic which is a much higher level, and exotics are sort of farmable in terms of being high level pieces of gear, then you can actually use that item for infusion, and on top of, whatever level it gives you, it will give you plus 5. So there's actually a good example of this infusion happening right here. I've got the Doomfang Pauldron at 105 defense. This is one of my old exotics from the start of the campaign. This actually has a mod with plus 5 defense, and then you'll see I've got a legendary piece of gear here at 259, and when I infuse this into this particular exotic, you'll see that the level comes out at 264, and this works all the way up the chain, right beyond 270 light. So you kind of end up in this place where you have a bit of a zigzag effect with pieces of gear. You need to kind of infuse in this way and be mindful of the mods on the pieces of gear, and you will be able to slowly creep past 265, and obviously the more exotics you get dropped in this time, the higher your level is going to be, and this is where heroic public events will really help. Now, engrams in Destiny 2 have predetermined light levels, so when you actually get an engram drop, it'll already be determined what its level will be, and you won't be able to change that. But there is one exception. So luminous engrams, which can be acquired by completing flashpoints, so Cade will actually offer you a planetary luminous engram, and then the same with Zavala. When you complete the nightfall for the week, he'll offer you a luminous vanguard engram, and these are the only types of engram we know of that can actually be improved by increasing your character's level. So right here I have a vanguard luminous engram at Zavala, and it's 267 power, but I go away for just a second and increase my level marginally. I don't actually level up to any higher than I was previously, but I kind of progress along the level bar just a little bit, then I go back to Zavala, and as you can see, he now has an engram at 268. So that is something to bear in mind if you complete these activities earlier on. You can actually leave those engrams at the vendors, level up as much as you want, then go back and collect them. One thing to remember though would be to pick them up before the end of the weekly reset, because we can't guarantee right now that they won't kind of be cleared away or anything like that upon reset. But all of this stuff is going to help you get past that 265 cap. Obviously the exotics, like I said, are going to be really useful, but knowing the things that I've pointed out in this video will help you kind of improve gear across the board that you own. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. As always guys, if you have, a like and comment below is appreciated. Let me know any tips that you have to help people level up in Destiny 2. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny 2 content, but for now, have an awesome day.